Everybody, I want to thank you for your time. I know that, showing up live to stuff is harder because everybody's busier these days. It's just the way it goes. I'm busy too. Trust me. Got 3 kids, business, all that good stuff. So really appreciate your time being here. Johnny has decided to take some of his time to drop some knowledge bombs today. I really want for you guys to understand the reason why I invited him to come and jam with us, because I think that this plays perfectly into what we teach, which is attempting to put the money inside your client's pocket before or as simultaneously as you move through your marketing engagement with them. And what that allows you to do is to charge high ticket, overcome sales objections, retain them longer, build trust quickly, all that stuff. These are the reasons why I love high ticket. So we've got a few different methods that we use to do that historically, right? So when Johnny and his partner Omar approached me, I said, hey, what is the big value add here? And they said, well, if your clients are looking to charge high ticket for their services, this is one of the best ways to do that. But here's the thing is, even if you're not charging high ticket, even if that's not your model, or you want to charge zero, okay, let's say you don't want to charge anything at all. Johnny's got a way for you guys to make money simply by helping people get money that they're owed by the federal government. So literally, it's like free money. I kind of thought this sounded funny before I did it myself, but I have personally taken advantage of the credits that he's going to teach you guys about today. And it was to the tune of, it was over $50,000, guys, that came back to me. Okay. So I've done this before. It's legit. I know several other people, other business owners who have done it. He's going to explain everything to you, but the way that you guys can benefit the most today is to settle in and take notes, right? So at the end, what he's going to give you is an opportunity to sign up for free, to make some money just by connecting business owners with his service. And when you do that, you can earn a nice commission for helping someone like me who got 50-something thousand bucks back. You can earn basically a commission for doing that just by referring them to Johnny's system and service. Okay. So even if you don't want to sell stuff or you haven't gotten that far yet, if you know anyone at all, and most of us do, right? Honestly, guys, this is one of the easiest ways to make really nice commission checks, because the federal government is doing a terrible job, absolutely horrendous job of making this well-known to the average small business owner. So there's an opportunity for us to help the business owner and help the federal government distribute these funds that have been earmarked to them. It's completely legal. This is not something that is like unproven or theory. This is so Johnny's going to show you step by step through this whole thing how you can do that. Now, if you do want to pair it with the stuff that we teach, to me, it's another brilliant way to put that money into the client's pocket and say, hey, I just put 50 grand into your pocket. Would you mind, sign up for more marketing so we can grow you further, to get that $10,000 retainer or $10,000 setup fee going. Okay. It's a brilliant way to do that. If that's you, if you're just getting started, there's going to be an option for that too. There's not going to be anything at the end of this call where we're going to ask you for money. Correct me if I'm wrong, Johnny. Correct?
Yep. There's no pitch here. Yeah.
Yeah. No pitch. There's no catch. So guys, I just want you to be really, really, I didn't want for you to wait to the end to be like, is there going to be a pitch where we're asking you guys for money? No, it's nothing like that. Okay. It's a really good opportunity. I don't think that you guys will feel like this is a waste of your time by the end of an hour. So grab a pen, grab some paper, whatever you take notes on. Let's go. Let's give Johnny your full attention. I'm excited because I'm getting ready to learn myself a little bit more too. Johnny's like, dude, you're sitting on a gold mine, so many business owners. I'm like, I know, man, I just need to explain it. Let's just get you on live. So here we are. Welcome, Johnny. Thank you so much for taking your time, buddy.
Thanks for having us, Rob. Honor and pleasure to be working with you. So thanks for having us on this beautiful audience. Gratitude is the best attitude, and whenever I can add value, I've only been successful in life is when I've given disproportional amount of value upfront, right? And so I'm going to talk today about how you can do that for small business owners and basically have clients for life, right? When you think about client services and the service-based industry in a nutshell, is that really it comes down to adding value, right? As business owners, we're here to solve problems, and retail businesses have a hard time getting leads. They have a hard time getting sales. They have a hard time keeping people coming back and getting referrals. So that opens up amazing opportunities where you, Rob, get to lead an awesome community like this, where they can approach these businesses and help them with digital marketing, PPC, SEO, Facebook ads, right? You name it, really drive traffic to these storefronts. And what we saw is like a narrative in the last 10 years. It's like when social media marketing and, driving traffic to retail businesses first came out, a lot of businesses were open to it because they were like, oh, wow, it's the boom of the internet. This is exciting. And then what ended up happening was a lot of maybe unskilled individuals started selling services to these businesses, changing the narrative from I'm open to digital marketing because I believe it could help my business. And that was like the gold rush days of PPC, like you're saying in the chat when it first came out. And then the narrative shifted because a lot of people didn't focus on client delivery, and a lot of people who came into the space that learned from communities like yours maybe weren't proficient at actually delivering the service, or the business owner wasn't proficient at capturing the business on the sales. And there was new problems called, hey, I can get a bunch of leads for you, but you have to still close them and deliver a good service to them, right? And then this kind of changed the narrative to, oh, the client delivery isn't as good as they said it was, right? And this began really creating, it harder and harder for, marketing experts like everyone on this call, or anyone that's in your community, Rob, that does retail business marketing, right? Drives traffic to dentists, dental offices, chiropractic offices, Groupon funnels and booked call funnels, right? You're doing all this marketing to get traffic, right? What online is traffic and conversion. And I think the narrative shifted where a lot of these service-based businesses that were driving traffic maybe didn't necessarily know how to help people get the sales and to keep the sales. And so there was a shift in digital marketing and social media marketing in general, where I don't know if you know this to be true, but how I saw it was that lead gen experts that were doing this for businesses started actually stacking on top of sales and started teaching these businesses how to sell, whether it was through a software or through email marketing, or just getting them to actually buy like the actual package, the veneer package, the dental package, the all the different ancillary services, like actually increasing the throughput by creating call centers or sales teams, or teaching them how to do that in-house or out-house, right? And so then the narrative shifted in social media marketing, where you then could add and solve more problems and thereby win more deals. So then there was a whole 80% of the market was just teaching traffic and getting the business traffic. And then a lot of people were stealing the market share in social media marketing, actually solving more problems, helping people with sales and the throughput on those leads. And then also keeping clients coming back, creating testimonials, challenges, win, lowering that turnover on the back end, right? And so now I'm going to tell you about an opportunity of a lifetime that's only available for the next 18 to 24 months, where all of that just completely shifts the narrative forever, right? From how do I help these clients get clients and keep clients through traffic and conversion as a social media marketer, to how can I give them the greatest lead magnet of all time, right? If you just think about, can we put greatest lead magnet in the chat? Can we get greatest lead magnet? If you guys want to know what the greatest lead magnet ever to give a storefront or retail business, someone you're driving traffic to, who would like to know the greatest lead magnet of all time, and how we're helping social media marketing experts like yourselves win more deals, keep more clients, and get more referrals from this greatest lead magnet? Okay, I only saw Mitch in the chat. We got 25 people. We need to see greatest lead magnet in the chat. Come on, we got to get some engagement here.
Dude, it has to be free money, right? Like, there's nothing better than free money. When you sell free money, it's like, okay, what's the catch? It's like, well, there is no catch, if that's true, right?
Right.
But I don't know. It could be. Let's see. What do we got?
If you look at what gives a business value, right? A storefront, like a dental office, like you could give them clients, right? And that's what social media marketing experts on this call do. They run traffic, they help them close more clients. Okay. But you know, the greatest part about that is that all of that still takes work, right? You still have to market, you still have to sell, you still have to hope that they deliver. Okay. Then you have to take that delivery and market that to future people. There's still a lot of work, right? And so you're helping business owners when a lot of these good marketers are like, hey, I'll help you get your first 2 clients for free before you pay me anything. Like, I think those are really good lead magnets, and that's still work for the business owner to do. But you know what no work is? That's the best lead magnet, is literally money that they didn't even know they could claim, money that is not a loan. This is money that they do not have to pay back. Okay. All right. So, and now everyone's probably wondering, like, well, what's the catch? What's going on? I think I know what he's talking about. I've seen this program before. I've been blown up about it a million times. Okay. And guys, what we're seeing is that the opportunity of a lifetime is right now. There's only 18 to 24 months left on this opportunity. And I'm going to show you how you could be making $3,000 to $10,000. Can we put 3 to 10K on average? 3 to 10K on average for helping small business owners getting access to money that they didn't even know they could claim, that they don't have to actually pay back. It's not a loan, and it's money that they do not have to pay back. Okay. Now, how many people know what I'm talking about? Could you put 1 in the chat if you know what ERC is? Can you put 2 in the chat if you do not know what ERC is? Just so I know what I'm dealing with. So Melvin knows about it. Josh knows about it. Neil does not know about it. Okay. Mike does not know about it. Okay. We got about 50-50. Come on. We've got 26 participants in here. Okay, good. There's people that don't.
Let's wake up a little bit, y'all. This is, I swear, like, we don't do this very often, you know? Last week we had UpX, who's an add-on to High Level, and we smashed that. Like, over 200 people, I think, showed up to that thing. But guys, wake up, because you guys know me. I won't just bring someone on who's going to bring a bunch of junk. Like, this is not how we roll, right? So, like, Johnny's not saying this just for, like, there's only 20 something. All 24 of you could be doing this by the end of this call. So, like, let's.
Yeah. We have 24
get on the
people
horse a little bit, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah, like, people don't understand, like, we've produced more millionaires out of this program than any other high ticket offer that's ever existed. So let's just start there, guys.
Because the federal government's paying for it. It's not,
yeah,
you're not asking for anything besides what they're owed. It's like that. It sounds crazy a little bit, right? Like, it sounds a little bit out there, but it's freaking true. And I've got, once you're done, I have like 6 examples of this outside of this one credit.
Okay.
This is not a new thing, guys. It's going to keep happening over and over and over and over again. So.
Okay, cool. So this is our firm, ERC Together. We're tax experts with over 20 years experience. So when I built this, I first got the ERC credit, and I'll go into what is ERC and how it works, but I got the ERC credit for my family. We owned 63 small businesses in Michigan, and we had the #1 accounting firm, Robb, in the country, in the Midwest for that region. And they also have ties to the best accounting firms in the country. And they told my father and my uncles, my cousins, they didn't qualify for this program. And I was able to get back over $7 million for my family as my first clients. Okay. And so this is bonkers that CPAs are telling their clients they don't qualify for this when they do. Okay. So just so you know, so it's not marketing on my website, go straight to the IRS's website, and you could see that the Internal Revenue Service, the IRS urges guys. It's not, hey, we recommend you do this. They urge employers to take advantage of the newly extended employee retention credit. Guys, this is straight from the IRS website. This is not from my website. This is the IRS's website, where they say they urge it, not us. Okay. So this is straight from the horse's mouth. Urges employers to take advantage of the newly extended employee retention credit, designed to make it easier for businesses that, despite challenges posed by COVID-19, choose to keep their employees on payroll. Okay. So basically, guys, it's a new legislation that was passed 2 years ago. It's new at this time, but a lot of people didn't know about it because before, when you took PPP, which was Paycheck Protection Program, which had a lot of fraud because you could create fake shell companies, Rob, and you could run loans through them. This is not that. This is under the same CARES Act. It was under the same legislation under the CARES Act. You could see the Coronavirus Aid and Relief Economic Security Act. It's called the CARES Act. So in the CARES Act, there was two programs. There was PPP and ERC under that same legislation. Okay. Now, when PPP first came out, you couldn't take your PPP and ERC because the Paycheck Protection Program was a loan to help business owners pay payroll, right? In those tough times when they couldn't drive traffic to their storefront, they had all those restrictions. People weren't allowed if it was non-essential business. Remember all that crazy stuff that was going on 2 years ago that nobody talks about anymore, right? And guys, this impacted small employers with an average of 500 or fewer full-time employees. And they're able to get back 10,000 per employees up to 70%. So it's 7,000 for 2021, Q1, Q2, Q3. So it's up to $21,000 per employee in that year. And then in 2020, it's 5,000 flat. So it's up to $26,000 per W-2 employee. It actually, Rob, used to be 33,000 per W-2 employee. And they took away Q4 because they decided that Q4 didn't count because people were back up in speed, but that's not true. Over 10,000 businesses are suing the IRS for that last quarter because there's millions of dollars that if you had a 300 employee business, that's $2.1 million. That's $7,000 a piece, right? So you lost $2 million that the IRS took back from you that they previously issued. Right. So the IRS is thinking about bringing that back. So you guys could have come at a perfect time because your commission potential just increased 20% potentially if that new legislation passes. But guys, why CPAs don't know how to do this is because it's like heart surgery. This is a one-time legislation. It's 208-page document. Imagine a CPA goes to school for 20 years, does your 1040 payroll taxes, and then now you have to they have to go back and teach themselves a 208-page document, right? Imagine the enamoring amount of reading that you have to do. Then you have to start plotting the calculation. Then you have to have thousands of attempts to get really good at it. It's like almost like heart surgery. A general practitioner doctor is not someone who's going to do your heart surgery. Would you trust a GP doc, your everyday doc, to do your heart surgery? Now, a resident doc, a GP doc did sit through surgeries, but they only did a handful of them as an assistant. And that's how you see CPAs with ERC. There are CPAs that attempt to do this, but they don't have 3 people working on your file like we do at ERC together. You really do need about 3 or 4 people working on every file because when you have hundreds of employees, there's all these data points, you have to plot it. CPAs don't have the operational wherewithal to hire people and train them to collect docs. If they did, they would be a 9-figure accounting firm like PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Ernst & Young, McKinsey. But guess what? The mecca of accounting is what? The big 4 firms, right, Rob?
Yep.
Ernst & Young, McKinsey, PricewaterhouseCoopers, BCG, Boston Consulting Group, right? These 4 firms,
they're not focused on small businesses. That none of those companies work on small businesses.
Exactly.
Right?
And the best part, Rob, is that the mecca of accounting is doing ERC. All the big 4 firms are doing ERC as just one of many things that they do. So they don't even have the specialized knowledge because they're not doing thousands and thousands of claims every month like we are, right? So we've gotten back tens of millions of dollars here, even in the last like 30 days alone to businesses, right? So we're doing big numbers because we have an amazing service. We have specialized knowledge. I have over 100 employees that are just on the tax credit, CPA side, former IRS agents that were on the receiving side of tax credits for 20 years. So these are IRS agents that literally worked for the IRS for 20 years. Okay. That's who we have on staff. And they have over 20 years of experience. We have tax credit consultants who have been doing tax credits for 20 years. Even they fight with CPAs to give them their files. And the CPAs finally end up folding and giving us all their files because they realize they're not the expert with this. They don't have the specialized knowledge. They haven't done thousands of claims. And their whole goal is to prevent audits. So if it's a grant, they're going to tell their business owner not to do it. If it's a tax credit, they're going to tell their business not to do it. But guys, tax credits, especially programs that are over like ERC, this is money the business owner does not have to pay back. And just so you understand, guys, this is a retention credit. So it's a credit for retaining your employees during the pandemic when you as a business owner could have just let them go. Okay. So this is actually a stimulus package to reward business owners for keeping the employees on staff. And the refund is actually the wages that were paid during that period. It's not some money that's a handout invented from thin air. It's not like PPP where it was a loan instrument and people are doing all this weird fugazi stuff to claim it. You can't, as long as a client doesn't lie about the wages that they paid, you can't commit fraud with this. Okay. And the best part is it's from 941 federal documents. You're amending your 941, which is a federal document that's a quarterly, document that's designed around the wages, the Medicare, the expenses paid from the employer to the employee, right? So CPAs don't even know what a 941 is. They don't actually deal with the 941. So what we have to do is we're helping these business owners amend their 941s. We consult them, we walk them through the process, and we basically show them, how to walk through the process step by step. And so this is a specialized service. We don't do anything else but employee retention credit. There are other firms that do this stuff, but they're doing a million other things. Like even the top firms in ERC, they're doing 5 other services. They're doing it's cost segregation analysis. They're doing switching people's healthcare plans. Guys, we only focus on this. So we have 24-hour customer service. We have agents that can answer claims and files. We're the only ERC company we have technology that's fintech subject to, which is a fancy word of saying we follow government compliance and we pull, with their permission, federal documents. So we're able to, with a click of a button, guys, pull all their federal documents. As you can see from our website, let me just prepare my screen again.
Johnny, can I just get you to pause
and you can chime in. Yeah, please.
Yeah, sorry. This is really important, guys, while he's showing you this. The 941 is basically a payroll federal form. Okay, it's a quarterly form. Like I use Gusto. This is not an endorsement for Gusto, but my CPA runs all our payroll through Gusto. I have one of the best CPA firms. It's not Johnny's family's thing, by the way, but we have a really good CPA firm. I still had to go to him and ask him if he could do this for me, just to give you guys an idea. Okay. And I'm sitting on 55, 57,000. I think it's like somewhere between those two numbers. That's going to get refunded to me once we file, right? We always file an extension, so it'll probably be summer for me. But there's a lot of small business owners. Like I had 3 employees through COVID, 3 W-2 employees, and I got 55-ish, maybe a little more. Okay. What Johnny's talking about doing is helping a small business owner. When I say small, what is that? Under 500 employees or something like that?
Yeah. And so a big misconception too is that you can't do over 500. Well, you can, because it's 500 full-time and people don't read the IRS's website. So if you have 2,000 employees and 1,700 of them were part-time and 300 of them were full-time, you qualify as a small employer because you furloughed everybody.
Yeah. So here's the opportunity for you guys is you guys can go out and be what's called a bird dog, right? You find a small business who has this problem, this pain point, which there's hundreds of thousands of them that still have not claimed this free money that they're owed. Okay. You guys connect them with Johnny's company. You don't have to get the CPA involved. You don't have to go refile their whole taxes. You don't have to they have to refile one document, very specialized. You will get a commission for referring that business to Johnny's company. And you'll put a bunch of free money, like literally free money, back in these small business owners' pockets. And the number gets big real fast. Okay. Because if you think about, if I have 3 employees and it's 50 something grand, think about if it's 30, that's 500 something grand, et cetera, right? You just go down the line. So Johnny, do you think it's a good time to just start showing them the opportunity?
Yeah, let's potentially drop the link, right? But guys, there's 18 months left till September 2024, and then we have until April 2025, but the credit shrinks between those 6 months. So the big date is September 2024, and then April 2025, the program's over. This is a one-time program, guys, and we anticipate we're going to have over 500 individual millionaires, which will make this the greatest opportunity that's ever hit the internet in terms of what you can make as a referral partner. right? And already 5,000 millionaires have been produced in the industry, according to our independent research study that we did, looking at every firm's call centers and their data and their tracking and how many deals that they've done. There's over 5,000 people that are individual millionaires. That's more than real estate, more than tech, more than any industry combined as a referral partner. So if you're an affiliate marketer, you're someone that's connected to small business owners, guys, this is another service where it's money that they don't have to pay back. And they're going to love you forever. They're going to work with you forever because you got them this money. Imagine they have $200,000-$300,000 of money that they didn't even know they can get, right? So if we're seeing about 10 to 11,000 of up to $26,000 per W-2 employee. We're seeing right around 10 to 11,000. It could be less, it could be more. It depends on their paperwork, but we say a safe number is 10 to $11,000 just so they don't get too excited. Do not tell them it's 26 because that's not guaranteed, right? It's 10 to 11,000 is the real average here. And basically why people work with us is because we're for benefit based, by the way. Percentage of profits goes to building schools and water wells all over the world. You know, we also just have award letters in the millions of dollars and the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then this is our Facebook group and our conversations with business owners that have gotten back hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? You know, just nonstop wins in the Facebook group. You know, our trust pilot is just on point. And basically, guys, what qualifies a business is just two things. It's either a revenue reduction, but it's not necessary, and then the operational impact. So as long as a business had a government shutdown or suspension, can we put shutdown in the chat? As long as you had a shutdown or a suspension that restricted your ability to operate, you qualify. It doesn't even matter if your revenue went up, because if you look at the IRS's website, it does not stipulate that it needs a revenue reduction. A lot of business owners don't realize that they can get this credit with just having an operational impact. So a lot of times they've been misinformed by their CPA who are just using the PPP guidelines. So a lot of people just kind of reference PPP, but they don't read the IRS's website. So guys, the IRS updates the website every single, month. So it's not something that a lot of CPAs stay up to date with. And so it's causing a lot of breakdowns on what's possible for these business owners. But when they have someone like you educating them, inspiring them to get the credit, then they're just much more able to actually go through the process. So we're going to demo just a second here what it would take, guys. But all you got to do is submit a quiz for the business owner over the phone, take them through over the phone, and then have them upload a few documents. And just like that, you can get paid. And so here's some industries that have crushed it from referral partners. We've got a restaurant in Florida, file a restaurant, $382,000, $9,500 in commission. Can we get $10,000 in commission? If you want to make $10,000, just having someone fill out a 3-minute quiz on our website, right, guys? It takes 3 minutes to qualify them. They just come in here, they type in some basic information, and then just like that, they'll know if they had 22 employees during those years. $376,000 is their potential refund. It takes about 3 to 5 minutes to go through this quiz. Then once they go through that quiz, it's really, really simple, guys. They go to a page like this where their claims get issued, and then in real time, they get a technological, they get this automated to them in their email where they could see where they're at in the process. And you guys don't even have to hit us up. Where's my lead at? The biggest problem with all these affiliate programs with ERC, Rob, is they have terrible tracking, right? We have tracking, we have dashboards, we have custom dashboards. You get to see every little thing that's in every pipeline. You get to see what not just you do, but maybe whatever sub referral partners that you might bring on your team. Now, this isn't network marketing. We pay 2 tiers. There's not like 5 to 8 levels and all this junk, right? It's just straight 2 tiers. And the 2-tier system works great because you might bring in a business owner that knows other business owners and they want to make money helping their friends. So that's why you're going to want a 2-tier system. But more on that later, guys. But we're the only ERC firm that has a step-by-step document upload process where it explains every little payroll report, where to find the docs. What we find is that nobody cares in ERC, Rob, about their clients. Like, they really just don't care to help them find these docs. And we're seeing the biggest reason why people don't submit isn't because they don't trust the firm. It's because the trust is broken because there's no service. And so we've created a service-based industry with tech and with customer service agents that are calling every day to collect these docs and support them, get them to remote sessions, right? They're never going a day, right? The average ERC firm takes about 1 to 2 contacts every 4 to 8 weeks. So you become a referral partner, they promise you all these results, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, they don't call any of your leads. Okay. And in fact, before we did this in-house, we were sending files just to see how quick other people were doing it. And we even sent one of your files that you gave us a year ago, and it took them months to get it across the finish line, right? I don't know if you remember that, but I think
I
they
do.
did get a
Yeah.
small deal across the finish line. But that's why I hired a CTO, and we have a 20-person development team that built all this tech. And guys, we're integrated every payroll software. We're integrated across the whole shebang. So when you go to our website and you get your quiz, you come in here, we have over 50 plugins with every payroll and accounting system. And what this does, a lot of ERC firms, they're not doing this calculation correctly, Rob. They're just kind of exaggerating the claim by accident. They don't have all the info, so they're just trying to submit stuff. And they're just like, whatever is going to happen to the business owner. Here at ERC Together, we're very integrity driven. I've been in business for over 15 years. I have zero FTC, zero B2B regulatory violations. I've never broken any government compliance. We have Western Union's government compliance as our legal team, and we make sure everyone's covered here on this call. We do everything by the book. And I'd rather just make less money and do everything with integrity. And that's why people partner up with us, because we do everything accurately. It's tech-based. We have 3 measures. We have our tech that pulls all the payroll data. So it's super, super lightning fast and accurate, which is 30 times faster than the average firm. And then we're able to get, once we get docs in, we're able to get the files sent off to the IRS within 1 to 3 business days. The average in the industry is 4 to 6 weeks. Okay. So we can do things lightning fast, which makes the service better, and people want to come back and work with us. And just so you guys know, it does not say needs a gross decline in receipts and revenue. It's just an or. So you could qualify a business for full or partial suspension. We're able to pull mandates in that area. Government zip codes have mandates in that zip code where you can easily see how long a restaurant qualified. It's really cut and dry, guys. It's very, very easy. But what CPAs do is they very lazy and they read this and they're like, oh, they need a decline in gross receipts. It doesn't say must, it says or, right? There's 2 ways to qualify. And this is where we have, guys, if there was none of that misinterpretation of the IRS guidelines and misconceptions by these CPAs and tax providers, payroll providers, like we wouldn't have this opportunity to become millionaires. Does that make sense?
Yeah, super does.
That's what opens this opportunity for us, where you can make $10,000, $12,000. This is a nursing home for 500 grand. This is a home services for 382 grand. That's a 10 grand commission, $14,000 commission from just a medium-sized liquor store in your area, restaurants. This is a barbecue place in Texas. This is a solar company that got back 648,000. This is a chiropractic office. I know you're running ads for chiropractic. I know you guys are running ads for solar. I know you guys are doing digital marketing for that. This is a trucking company. So trucking's amazing. This is an electric company. So any construction company qualifies for this. Just so you guys understand, it's really, really simple. These are the main industries if you want to snap a screenshot of this. But it's gyms, bars, car wash. If you can run into a brick wall and they've got people working inside of it, they probably qualify. Okay. So everything you see here, sports facilities, retailers, and we've got marketing agencies. I just go outbound to marketing agencies, Rob. So like a lot of these people on this call can just partner with other marketing agencies that serve these niches and do upstream partnerships. So you can do even marketers who do marketing for accounting. Like if you talk to a digital marketer that does tax mitigation firm accounting and Facebook ads for them, you're going to crush it. Just go on Upwork. You contact a bunch of people on Upwork. We can even build a little mini course together, Rob, where we could teach how to go after upstream partnerships so you guys can get 100, 200, 300 deals. But this is super easy to offer. If you're running ads or doing SEO for these niches, it's super easy to just get them across the finish line. And all it would take, a 200-person company on a 10,000 average, 2 million in recovery, that's 25% is our contingency. So guys, we charge only contingency work. It's 15 to 25%, right? In that range. Okay. And so we don't charge anything up front. We do all the work up front. So you connect us to the business owner. If we do all the work, we spend 100 hours on their file and they decide not to go through with it, we don't charge them anything. There's no catch, right? We only collect when they actually receive the check from the IRS. Contingency offer. And the way we pitch it is, listen, Mr. Business Owner, Mrs. Business Owner, we only win when you win. If you don't win, we don't win. So if we don't collect, you don't pay anything. Okay. So you only pay us when you actually collect. And that's why people work with us here at ERC Together, because we don't charge a fee upfront. Okay. So guys, this is $50,000 just for one business introduction. Who would like to spend 5 minutes filling out a simple quiz, upload a couple docs and get paid $50,000? Can you put 50K in the chat, guys? This is a real case study, by the way. This is a nursing home. This is a nursing home that actually got 2.4 million back. And the referral partner actually got $56,000. And guys, we have a hedge fund. The best part about this is why no one's doing webinars up until now is because nobody could pay out. You had to wait 6 months for the IRS to pay and then pay out. We have a hedge fund that partnered with us that can collect even pay the business up to 85% of what they're owed from the IRS and collect later from the IRS on their behalf. So we have a hedge fund that can pay out immediately too. So if your business owners need this money, we can pay up to 70 to 80% of the money up front, which is pretty crazy. Nobody else can do that. And the reason we could do that is because the strength of our receivables, the fact that we have technology and that our senior accounting team is impressive to these hedge funds. So when they see all three of those things, they pull under the hood, because it's impossible to close a hedge fund unless you have all your ducks in a row and they underwrite everything. So they pull the hood, they saw our tech, they saw the accuracy of our claims, they saw the fact that these claims come back from the IRS at the tunes of 100%. Every time we submit something, it comes back. We're the only ERC firm that's calling the IRS every day and have reporting agents that actually have a working relationship with the IRS. A lot of people are just using this as a cash grab and are doing very inaccurate claims. So please, please, please do your due diligence. We have a very senior accounting team. We're very tech-based, so we just don't make mistakes. You saw ChatGPT, it can run circles around engineers that went to Harvard and Stanford and can pass these tests with flying colors, right? We have technology. We don't depend on human error. There's a lot of human error that's happening because these people are very overworked at the other firms. They're doing hundreds and hundreds of files a day. So these people are just overworked. They have like adrenal fatigue, and trust me, a lot of them switch firms to come work with us because our process is way easier. And a lot of people running ads for this, Rob, we're giving people cold calling people who are running ads on Facebook and Instagram for this and are just getting them to switch over to us and making a brokerage fee. So guys, this is an easy 7 or 8 figure paycheck if you take it seriously. If you just get other people to switch to us, you can make a brokerage fee of 5% on average across the whole sales force. If they have like 1,000 door knockers, you get to eat 5%. That means in this case scenario, every time there's a deal like this, you're making $25,000 passively, right? You do that 50 times, you have 50 resellers that do one deal, you're making $1 million. So guys, this is the easiest way to become a millionaire that I've ever seen. And, this is an amazing service that it doesn't open up the person to liability if you have good measures in place and you're not overstating the facts and benefits. And as long as the business owner's not lying, they're attesting that they're not lying about all the data. And we fact check the federal system, the fintech, to make sure that that stuff checks and adds up. So we have like three measures to really make sure, as well as former IRS agents that are looking over every file, Rob, to make sure that even the technology and all the work of our senior accounting team is triple checked, right? So we can pay out faster at a little bit of a discount. We pay the hedge fund the 20 grand difference or 30 grand difference, but we can pay you guys up front for deals that you brought from day one, which is incredible. No one else in the ERC game can do this, by the way. We're the only.
Let me just highlight the differences, because a lot of people here probably, this is new to them, okay? It's not new to me. I have not pursued this as a business model, which is what Johnny is describing to you guys today. It can be a standalone business model. You can bolt this on to your agency efforts or software efforts. But guys, this is the difference, right? If I find a 200, let's say, I go to my CPA, say, hey, will you pay me a referral fee for getting 50, 100, 200 employees? They're going to be like, dude, that sounds like a lot of work. Okay. Because it is, because they don't have the intake, the software, the compliance at scale that Johnny's company does. Why? Because they specialize. Your CPAs don't specialize in this stuff, okay? It would take them a very long time to even just begin to process the volume that he's talking about doing in order for you to make $1 million, okay? So not only would you have to find a CPA who could handle it, you would have to basically ask them to switch their business model to serving you, okay, and all these people that you're going to bring to them. Not really going to happen. It's just not, all right? So that's thing one. Thing two, the hedge fund thing is huge, because when I applied through my CPA to get this ERC credit, that's what I heard was, look, it's going to be 6 months until you get it. And I'm like, okay, fine. Some of these people that I tried to help with this previously that Johnny was referring to, they just could not get the documents in, or they took forever to get the documents in. And so really what Johnny's done is he's thought of every phase of this to help you guys just refer business owners at scale. And so when Neil's saying I'm still trying to grasp this fully, can I learn all I need to know to make this happen by signing up? Yeah, the short answer is yes. Just sign up to be an affiliate. Okay. You start referring small business owners to him, and his team will pick up the baton and start to call them, to collect the documents, to educate them on why they should do this, to get all of the ducks in a row so that they and you can get paid quicker, right? So the hedge fund will make sure that the business owner that you bring in and you both get paid quicker. You don't have to wait 6 months.
Do you see
Right.
the date here, Rob? March
Yeah.
10th. That's when the money deposited. We have over $3 million in our TransferWise that we're ready to give you guys. So this is not a joke. Like, we have $3 million just ready to distribute, and we need help passing this money out as fast as possible. And all you got to do is get them to fill out a quiz like this, and you get your own ref URL as an affiliate. And you just fill out a quiz, and then you just manage them through the pipeline here by just nudging them every couple of days to upload a few docs that we have step-by-step instructions. We have account managers that call them every day to upload the docs. Like, this is the easiest money.
Like, guys, no other company really has what he's talking about right there. Like, that is beautiful because it makes it simple for you. Like, hey, you're sitting on 100 grand. All you got to do is upload a few docs from your payroll system. Okay. Like,
you'll know exactly what docs. The biggest problem with these ERC firms is you just get a Google sheet, and then they just tell you where the status is of the claim. They don't tell you what docs are missing. So with our UX, we tell you exactly what docs are missing. So when you nudge the person, you could say, hey, can we jump on a quick call? I got an update on your claim. It says you're just missing the 2020 Q4, 941s. Like, how can I support you and help you in getting that? Right. And guys, I have people that are worth over $100 million in Michigan that own 60, 99-cent stores, 19 pharmacies. I've gotten the credit back for that. They've become referral partners, and they're going to make 10 million in commission, just referring small business owners. And guys, this guy's 62 years old. His name is Robb. He's 62 years old. He's been in business in Michigan for over 40 years, building retail businesses. And I got him back millions of dollars first. And then he started referring businesses, and he loves our process because he tried to set up his own firm. And he's like, I'd rather just give it to you and split the commissions. Right. And so he even partners up with me, and he owns a huge accounting firm in Michigan, and he just gives me all the deals, and he loves our process where he can make a ton of money. So guys, you could switch a lot of payroll providers. There's other payroll providers and CPAs already offering this. If you just approach them and just say, hey, I'll help you get free clients with your CPA business because I'm already really good at digital marketing. When you get on the phone with them, you build a relationship, and I'm like, hey, are you running ERC? And they're like, yeah, I'm working with this other firm, but they're so slow and the throughput's 10%. Guys, we're able to get a 3 to 5x throughput higher than the average firm because we're tech-based, because we're calling every day. We have just better systems. And the reason is, Rob, is because they didn't have time to build all this stuff, right? In their mind, they're like, listen, we only have 2 years and this program's over. Why would we build a very complicated tech that then becomes obsolete where we spend millions of dollars? Like, that's a dumb idea. And where they were standing, they were correct at that time. And I said, you know what? These problems are going to continue, and they're only going to get worse when I scale the teams. And what I realized was, like, I have to solve these problems in order to get these claims across so that you can get paid as much money as possible, Rob, for your referrals, so they don't fall through the cracks like every other ERC firm, because they're very manual based. They're not tech based. And so we saw that, and we're like, man, if you could solve that big problem of tracking payouts immediately. So we solved tracking, we solved payouts, we've solved not having to contact us to see where the claim's at in the status and what's exactly missing, not like where it could go or what's going on. Like, there's so much uncertainty with your leads when you work with other firms, not us. Okay. And our CPAs love that we can integrate with all these payroll softwares, because a lot of their clients don't use the big Intuit, QuickBooks, or Paychecks. They use smaller ones like MYOB and Pandle, like you've never heard. And they're like super excited that we can plug in all these. Like, it's just, they're like, how did you do this? Like, I need this for my accounting firm, my payroll provider firm. How did you do this? Can I use your technology for my core business? We get people asking that on a daily basis. I love your tech, and I want to be able to use it for my own business. How do I do that? Okay. That being said, it's very, very simple. You have 2 levels. You have 2 tiers of commission. If you bring in Susie, you get to eat, you bring in Mark, you become Susie. Like, Rob, if I bring you in, you bring the deal, you get the 10%. Okay. And I make the 5%. So we pay 15% to the field guys. And now if you get to 1,000 employees, meaning if you do 2 businesses with 500 or 3 businesses with 300 or 20 businesses at 50, which is a bunch of restaurants, right? It's only 20 restaurants with 50 employees. Like that's the average Red Robin. The average Red Robin has about 40 to 50 restaurants. Is the average McDonald's. They all qualify, guys. These are franchise business models where they're owned by individual franchisee owners. And a lot of times that franchisee owner owns 4 of them and has hundreds of employees where you can literally make $60,000 just text introducing us. So all you got to do is text introduce, email introduce to our claims team. And then you get paid. Like, and you get to, if you bring 10 killers on in the next week and you have them performing, you're going to be making millions of dollars just by finding people who are connected to credit card processing companies, people who run ads for financial services. Like this is super, super easy for digital marketers. And then basically it's really simple. All you got to do is do the first 2 steps. We handle everything else, guys. You just do quiz submitted and then upload a few docs. And then we take all the documents uploaded. We take the claim in process. We submit it to the IRS. The checks received, the commissions due. In this case, the hedge fund's going to pay you up front for your commissions, which is pretty gangster. Okay. Now, why partner with us? Well, we have game-changing technology. Our accuracy of our credits are unmatched. We are 100% accurate because it's tech-based. It's not human-based. We're integrated to every payroll software. We have a 10 out of 10 customer experience. Okay. We're in the top 10% of largest ERC companies. Okay. We have higher commission payouts with guaranteed payouts. Okay. We have lockbox authority and escrow accounts for all of our commissions. It goes to a lawyer. We don't touch it. And the business owner doesn't touch it. It gets distributed from the lawyer. Okay. If you need more information, you can contact support at ERC together around that. That's actually the best thing for the business owner, Rob, because you know this, having moved your family probably multiple times over the years and having different LLCs that you've registered, checks and gets landed everywhere if there's not a proper mailing address for your registered agent. Even Chase sent me a credit card last week that got rejected because it went to a registered agent address that didn't have a PO box redirect on it, right? And so that got bounced back to Chase, and then I couldn't activate that credit card, right? So that happens all the time where checks go floating around, they end up in your old address in your neighbor's mailbox, right? This makes the check land in one space where the lawyer distributes it. It's the best thing for you guys, so you guys get paid on your commission. It's actually the best thing for the business owner so that they're not trying to call every day for us and the IRS and you about where their check is, right? It actually, they know when the check lands because they get a notification. And we solved that problem too, because when we try to do it the other way around, we couldn't find checks. We couldn't track checks. And so we don't know if they ever got received, and then we'd have to call every day. And it just makes it wildly inefficient for you guys to get paid. And a lot of people in ERC haven't gotten paid on all their commissions because they don't have this custodial gateway set up with attorneys. Okay. And that's all compliant.
Guys, Johnny's being very transparent about all the problems with this and simultaneously telling you how they solved it. So for those of you who are like, that sounds great, but doesn't everybody do that? The answer is no. Like it is. Yeah, I have not met anyone who's even attempted to solve a 10th of these problems. Okay. And that's the reason why I've waited so long. If that's another question y'all are asking, to present it to our group, is because I was like, yeah, I tried it, but there's like all these roadblocks, sticking points, problems.
They don't tell you that. They just get you to come in and get a couple of deals in.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't need more problems in my life. I'm busy enough as it is, right? And so, but they've literally encountered all these and just squashed them one at a time in an effort to scale this up to the point to where it's like, Johnny, when you talk to me, he's like, yeah, we built this big thing, but now we need y'all's help to actually make it go, right? Like they can't contact everybody. So he's after a volume play. He needs our help plugging small business owners into the system.
Yeah.
And so the thing that you guys have to realize from an opportunity standpoint real fast, okay, is like Melvin said, I don't have a strong network. What do you recommend? Well, I recommend walking down the street, throwing a rock and hitting a small business and walking in there and saying, hey, have you guys filed for this credit yet? And I know that sounds obtuse and very direct, but that's how direct you can be with this. So you can just go find small businesses who, you know, may not have done this yet. And it's most of them, guys. Just like marketing, you can just assume stuff's broken internally in the business, right? Or you can do what Johnny was describing and go to one person who already has the network. Okay. Yeah. Wouldn't that be smarter, a better use of your time? You probably should do both. Okay. But if you don't have a strong network, then approach someone who does have a strong network and say, hey, why don't we split this? Okay. You have the network. I've got Johnny and his team. Okay. We can both make a ton of money and help a ton of people in the process. Let's partner up with this together. And you can structure that a few different ways, but I would very highly recommend just going in and just
You
keeping it
allude to an
simple, just like
amazing
that.
stat, Rob. The stat
Yeah.
that you just said, right? Just knocking doors. The number one statistic we found from the people who produced 6, 7, and 8 figures with us, it's one stat in common. They brought their first deal in 48 hours or less from their cell phone, from people in their cell phone. And every time we've seen people do this and quit and not make 5 or 6 figures, it's because they don't contact people in their life. Right? You think about human beings, we're momentum, we're creatures of momentum. We have to, in order to get good habits with a goal in mind, we have to have fun doing it. And we can't have fun with something that we don't win immediately in. So if we can get a quick win in the next 48 hours, you're more likely to make 5 figures, right? So if you can make 4 figures commission, you can make 5 figures commission. Make 5 figures commission, you can make 6. If you make 6, you can make 7. But what I see too often is people try to overcomplicate. They try to set up Facebook ads and email marketing, and they spend 3 weeks trying to set up stuff and they lose all their steam. And you know what I see from the person who makes millions of dollars with us is they literally just call people on their phone. And they're just like, hey, who guys, write this down. Who is 10 people you know that potentially know a business owner? Just think about it. My brother Nathan, he works inside of a pizza spot. And in that pizza spot, he's in a strip mall. So then he knows the owner of the pizza spot. And then the strip mall, there's 10 other businesses. There's the deli, there's the wireless toys, which is a cell phone store. There's the fried chicken place, there's the soup place, and then there's a Jamaican restaurant, all in one strip mall, right? I know this by heart, right? So guys, the best people that do this, like I have someone, I'm not kidding. He's worth over $100 million. He's made $3 million commission with us last year. He's worth over 100 million. He owns over 60 businesses. I helped him get his ERC for 19 of his pharmacies. And literally the guy walks businesses with zero ego. And he's like, I can't believe you brought people this opportunity in your community and they're like marketers, but they don't want to walk businesses. Like, do they really care about business owners if they don't want to walk businesses? And I'm not saying, hey, quit your life and quit your job and become a full-time door knocker for us either, right? But this guy's literally, when you go to the gym, you're at a mom and pop gym. As long as it's not an LA Fitness, it qualifies, right? And guess what? I know from that gym, you're going to the coffee shop that's not Starbucks. I know you guys don't like Starbucks coffee. I know you like that artesian, coffee shop next door where you like your pour overs and you like your espressos because it tastes better and you're supporting local. I know you're buying a coffee from an ERC cafe, from a cafe that literally qualifies for an ERC. And I know you're ordering Uber Eats and DoorDash every single week because 70% of Americans have ordered DoorDash in Uber Eats this year, like at least one time. So I know that you're ordering from restaurants that qualify for ERC.
Let me give you a good one, a really good one. Who here, just drop a 1 in the comments if you go to church, synagogue, whatever, okay? How many of y'all, Easter just passed, okay, we went to church. This is not about religion, by the way. Just type a 1 if you did, okay? The religion does not matter. There's only one person? You got to be kidding me. Yeah, so look at our church alone, yeah, drop a 1. Guys, churches have employees, don't they? Do they have a lot of employees typically? Yeah, they do. Like our church has a preschool. Guess how many full-time employees are just at the preschool? Right? Not even taking into account. And we go to a really modest sized church, right? Like, guys, you got to think, like, you can walk down the street and pick a building and go, there's a W2 employee in there that was probably retained through COVID. Okay. So churches are a great little like niche, right? There's so we're in Huntsville, Alabama. Northern Alabama is booming construction wise. My neighbor works for one of the biggest construction companies in town. Okay. So could you call that Rob has a strong network? Sort of, but he's just he's my friend. Like we don't do any business together or anything. Like our kids play together on the front lawn, right? Do you think that he knows a company, not just his company, but do you think he knows several other companies that have hundreds of employees? Like, guys, this is easy. This
I'm
is
gonna,
the easiest
I'm
prospect.
gonna,
Like,
I'm
go
gonna
ahead.
make this really fun, really quick.
Yeah.
We're gonna find 10 businesses. I want everyone to put their zip code of where they live in America. We're gonna make this a little fun game. I'm gonna show you how you can get loads of people available right now, very, very easily. Can we get the zip codes in the chat? What are a few zip codes that you guys have? Okay. So Daniel Young said 78229. So let's just go ahead and put that. So you guys can come to federalpay.org. So federalpay.org, go ahead and bookmark that right now. Okay. Then you go to more PPP loan data. By the way, when March of 2021 launched, March 2021, the IRS updated, if you took PPP, you can now claim your ERC as of March of 2021. That's what created the boom of all these ERC specialized firms like mine, right? Because before you couldn't do both, now you can. So if you just come in here and you could see people, it's a federal loan, so it has to be public information by law. So you can come in here, and this is a little crafty tool that a lot of our affiliates use, and I'm just using one of the individuals' zip codes in here. You're in San Antonio, Texas, is that correct? Okay, great. Now you can pick businesses that got a $5 to $10 million PPP loan, they qualify. These are all 200 to 400 employees. These are $70,000, $80,000 in commissions. Okay. You close one of these, you just start going in that niche in that area and start walking all the businesses in the area. This looks like a family care, home health care services. Okay. So if you search home health care after you close this business, you just search home health care services in that zip code. Now you can go to every home health care services with that case study printed out and say, look, this business got back millions of dollars in their ERC. And that's what we're teaching a lot of our referral partners. We're bringing in door knocking experts. They're coming in, they're running ads geo-targeted in that area with SEO now, dude. We're blowing this thing out of the water with door knocking. We're finding that the people who actually door knock make millions with this. The people who don't door knock, they kind of hit it hard to their friends and family for 5 or 10 businesses, and then they just kind of don't see a lot of traction. But the people who walk 20 businesses a day, guys, are making a lot of money with us. We had a 19-year-old Denver, Colorado, made $380,000 walking 20 businesses a day, getting 19 no's, 1 yes. Can we get 1 yes in the chat? 1 yes in the chat. He got 1 yes every day for 90 days, and that's all it took for 380 grand. And I know a lot of you guys, you don't have $2 million a year agencies. If you did, you'd be netting 500 after taxes and everything. So if a 19-year-old is literally all they're doing is getting someone to fill out a 5-minute quiz and walking 20 businesses, and they're making more money than you, you're probably doing something wrong. Okay. So,
Well, and this just goes back to, like the opportunity, I think, think about the stages of a marketing agency, right? Like prospecting, selling, fulfillment. Do we have any fulfillment to mess with here, guys? No. Do we have to really sell it? I mean, we sort of do, but this is not like an hour-long sales process. It's just like, did you retain employees? Were you affected by COVID? Everybody can check that box. Everyone can, just promise. Okay. And then you go, okay, sweet. So can I just fill out some basic information, some non-intrusive information on this quiz? We'll see loosely what you might qualify for, right?
yeah.
If you get 19 no's and that 1 yes brings you, mid 5 figures and you have no fulfillment, right? All you have to do is get off your rear, go, maybe not even go, but call, text, email, walk, knock. Like this is very simple, guys. This
Best
is like,
part is to say, hey, I saw you took your PPP. We have people pull this up at the door front and say,
there
hey,
you
we
go.
your PPP, and we're just trying to collect an independent survey on how that went. And by the way, people who claimed PPP did not know they could also claim the ERC. Here's the IRS change in the law. Did you know this? Right? And we literally show them the IRS guideline in person. And this is a manufacturing firm. No one's calling this business. I guarantee it. These people are really busy with their hands. They're making farm machinery. They're not trying to look for government programs. And here you get to call them and offer this to them. So Josh Larson, you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 deals with 20 grand or more in commission in your area. Just like that. And guys, I would choose something smaller because these people are easier to close because really, they really need the money more. than anyone else, right? Because if they're at 100, 150,000 in PPP, they have very similar ERC claims. And so they
And
want more. So start here, then move your way up as you get better and better at the
yeah,
pitch.
and there's going to be less red tape the smaller they are. Like, guys, remember, I have 3 employees. For me, it was 50 grand. Still super compelling, right? So at these numbers, like how many employees? It's 25 employees. So multiply mine by 8,
Yeah. And you can
right?
see
That's still a small business with very little red tape. They probably use a mom and pop CPA firm or H&R Block still, surprisingly, but that, that's very common, right, Johnny? It's like,
yeah.
these guys need your help. It's
Yeah,
like,
they need, it's a lot of paperwork for them, and they're struggle to even find their paperwork. So if you could just be of service to them and help them, and we help them on top of it, get their docs in, they're going to give you the business. And then these people are actually really nice, and they're willing to, they're not so busy because they don't have a ton of employees. So they're more likely to give you 5 referrals after you help them. Right. So you could turn one of these guys into 5 really fast. Now you're at 500,000 in recovery really fast, just from one case study. Okay. So guys, this is just really simple. Federalpay.org. You go to more, you go to PPP loan data and start looking in your zip code, and you just start calling businesses. Like what I do is, like, literally, if I'm in Michigan, I'm going to Michigan next week to see my mom, and I'm really good at this. So I'm going to go to $1 to $2 million businesses, and I'm going to test my ability to go in person. I'm actually going to film it while I go in person, just to show you guys. Look at these jewelry stores. People who sell jewelry. Do you think they like money? They're selling diamonds. Rob, do you think they like money? I know tappers. I actually kickboxed next to tappers growing up. I didn't even think to go there. And I know tappers, and I literally boxed in front. It's like, a lot of times, guys, it's not in your forefront of your mind. That's it. That's all that's happening. So now I'm like, okay, when I go back, how come I didn't think of tappers? My gosh, I've been boxing. I've been going to this kickboxing gym for 10 years growing up, and tappers was right across. I've been in the tapper store over a dozen times to look at their rings, their jewelry, that beautiful jewelry. And I never thought that, oh my God, they have 120 employees. This is like $1 million ERC claim. This is like 200 grand revenue for ERC together. Just these 2 jewelry stores. This is 20, 30 grand in commission for you guys just for jewelry stores. Right?
you could just, like, if you grew up, and some of these folks are from the UK or wherever, but like, if you grew up in the US, ask your siblings, your aunts and uncles, your cousins, your mom and dad, your grandparents, whoever you have in your life. Like, they know someone who went to somewhere that is next door to that tapper's place. Okay. It's so easy to, like, this is the whole reason why LinkedIn is an actual platform. Like, anyone is 7 degrees of separation away from anyone else in the world now. It's probably less than that now. Right. But guys, this is dead simple. Okay. Like, if you just took your phone out and prompted, like, a bunch of the people that you just start with, people you know best, the warmest relationship you have. Hey, I'm looking for a few small business owners to help claim, some free federal credit money. Who do you know that has employees and a small local business locally that I might be able to help with this? There's zero catch. I'm going to help them for free. You just go down the list, and it's like I asked, this is the way that I launched my agency. My friend owned a surf shop, and they're super well connected. I'm not well connected. I was kind of an introvert growing up. They're hella connected. They know everybody in town, right? So I asked her, I was like, hey, is there a handful of business owners that that might want help with their digital marketing? That's literally how I launched my agency. She sent me like 10 people in an email. I think 5 of them responded, and I got 3 clients right away. That's how I launched my very first agency. I had no idea what I was doing, but but that's how I got my first 3 clients, right? And I just helped them. That's all. I was like, if I don't know the answer, I'll go back and figure it out. But I'm resourceful. I'm going to give you more help than you're getting now. This is how it goes, guys. Like, it's very simple to do. Just go direct. Don't be afraid. If someone says, "No, I'm good," it's just like, great, no problem. Do you know anyone else who might want this type of free help from me?
Yes.
That's a really good line to use, right? It's like,
yeah,
no, I'm doing you a favor.
It's not a fit for you.
Cool.
Yeah. And I always just tell them right away, hey, this is probably not a fit for you, but I know you're good with people and you know people. So this is the old Dan Kennedy trip. So write this down, guys. Hey, I know up front that this is not a fit for you. You just take it away from them while you're talking to them. Hey, I know already up front this is not a fit for you. And I know you're really good with people and you have a deep network, or people and you're good at communicating. Do you know business owners that had employees during the pandemic. Well, I had, like, they'll raise their hand and say, I had, or my wife did, or my cousin, or my uncle, or my brother. If you just tell them, hey, this isn't for you, and I know that you know people. So who do you know? Right. And I just start with my family, my mom, my dad, my siblings. And I would just sit here, guys, and just start writing them down. Like, pull out a sheet of paper and pen, because life happens now. It doesn't happen tomorrow or the next day when you get off this call. But we see too many people not do what I'm about to show you. And then they get an onboarding call from our team to get their link activated, and they don't do anything. Guys, we're going to give you a 10 to 20 hour course for free. We're going to give you coaching calls every day. We're going to give you a Facebook community. We could charge 20,000 for this and guarantee people can get results. Like, Rob, like, at this point, I know if you close 4 restaurants, you're making 20 grand with us. So I know if you spend 90 days with me, I could charge you 20 grand, and I know I can get you back your money in 90 days or less. And I could charge 20 grand for this community, because I know what we have here works, and we know we can pay you out within 30 to 60 days. Don't be one of those affiliates that signs up with Robb's links and doesn't do anything. Remember, the number one statistic is getting a deal done in the first 48 hours, not downloading the IRS guidelines and all of our assets and our scripts and spending all the time watching the videos. Don't do that. Contact people in your life, and we can give you scripts right away to use, but you could just start going to our page and just literally approach people. So I would say, sit here, write down a couple minutes who your siblings are. I've got my brother Jacob. Just come on and do this with me for a couple minutes. We won't spend too much time on this, but just do this with me. I got my brother Jacob. I got my brother Nathan. My brother Nathan has 10 businesses he hasn't hit up. And I'll do it with you in real time. Text Nathan, Anton, hey, have you walked businesses in the strip mall that you worked just to ask them about employee retention credit? How can I support you with that if it means you making 50 to 100 grand in commission in the next week? ?
Send it. Done.
And just like that, I'm sending that text. If I'm ripping this out 20 times, that's my brother. Okay. And got Jacob, my other brother. He has a retail storefront himself. I invested in his sauna sanctuary business. He has a sauna and cold plunge, and he helps people. He's got retail businesses in a strip mall, right? He has his team door knocking in the area all day, right? And then I've got my cousin, just go ahead.
Just real quick, Johnny, sorry to interrupt, but how many of you guys have like a family group thread or a friends group thread through text message, right? Like, I have one that I'm on every day with most of my family on my dad's side. And then I've got one with my wife's family on her side. And then I've got one with like my homeboys from school, right? And there's like about 10 people in each one of those. How many of you guys, just drop a 1 if you're texting or WhatsApping with, small groups of people that you're close with there, right? Like, just drop a 1 in the chat. So you guys think about how easy this is if you approach it the right way. Like, now Johnny can probably say what he just said to his brother like that and just go direct. But think about the takeaway thing with like, if you're, like, I have some aunts and uncles that are getting up there. They're like in their 70s or 80s, but they know people, right? Most of them are in Texas. I don't even live in Texas. I live in Alabama. I'm from California. So just think about if you sent the proper message to just one thread like that, right? How many small business owners do they know? Well, I know that my sister knows of a handful right away. I know that her husband, my brother-in-law, knows a bunch. In fact, he works for a construction company that does build outs for franchises. So how many small businesses do you think he knows of?
Oof, dozens.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, his company installs like when McDonald's wants to put a new soda station or like a coffee station in a McDonald's or something like that. He's done a ton of sports clips, like franchise build outs. So he's a construction guy. He's not a business guy. He's not a marketing guy. But how many people does that's just one contact from one thread. He knows hundreds. She knows dozens, right? That's 2 people out of 10 from one group thread, right?
Yep.
Melvin says, if you don't have a car, what the next possible move? Well, Melvin, just make it happen, buddy.
Yeah,
Call,
just
text, email.
business, phone numbers. You can Google them.
Yeah, dude.
Them.
Get a free number online. If it's like, you can make this happen, dude. You're a smart guy. If you've gotten this far through the webinar, you just need to make it happen, dude. Walk, get a friend to ride, friend to drive, whatever. right?
Yep.
Like make it happen. You guys all have resources. We have more resources with just this stupid thing
Yep.
than
You gotta be
I had as,
resourceful.
you know,
I always
I'm
see people are
44,
like,
like,
I can't do this. They always look for, because the way your brain works, Rob, is it makes your body survive. So there's no difference
Yeah.
between a bear attacking you in the wild and you saying you can't do this. I had someone who said, "Oh, I'm in England. How do I do this?" Well, Omar is one of our top referral partners, and he's partnered up with our firm now because he's done so well. He's made millions of dollars in the UK. So there's really no, like, he's just partnered with people on social media and brokered launches like this, right? So if you broker lists and you're part of mastermind groups, think about your friends from work, your school, other cities, social media, your religious affiliation, sports clubs, guys, and masterminds and coaching programs. Anybody that you've bought a mastermind with or a coaching program or a course and you're in their community, you could start contacting them and enrolling them to be a part of your team and making 50%, up to 50%. We match. If they make $1 million, you make 500,000 in addition to their $1 million. So guys, if you just know people who are good at marketing and sales and they know business owners, you can bring them on your team. Just let them know, listen, in all transparency, I make a little kickback, but you make the majority of the deal. And guys, anybody that you've been in business, it passed by in the last 30 days, gyms, I know you guys work out. I know you guys got your tire changed in your auto shops, restaurants that you've eaten at, cafes that you bought coffee at, right? You have your property management firm that collects. A lot of you guys live in apartments. Who here lives in an apartment? Well, guess what? Your property management company that collects on those checks qualifies for ERC. Did you know that? And guess what? You know who changed your roof in the last year? That roofing company qualifies for ERC as well. That changed your own roof on your own head, right? This is how close you are to millions of dollars in commission, and you're just not looking, right? It's literally the firm that put the roof on your head. It's the company that came in and gave you maintenance. It's the real estate developer in your area that built your building. If you live in a new building in the last 5 years, it was built by a real estate developer that qualifies because they had construction where they paid W-2 employees, Rob, and they couldn't actually carry out the execution of the project because there were supply chain issues with trucking companies delivering raw materials to job sites. So construction sites, guys, does anyone see any new apartments going up, new retail strip malls in their area?
It's
Can
everywhere.
you guys put strip mall? Do you see construction going on in your area? Well, guess what? You know that, when you pass by and you see construction company XYZ's building this site, contact the construction company, they qualify for ERC. Nursing homes, if you have a grandma or grandparent, grandpa, they all qualify. If your friend has a grandparent, say, hey, I think your grandparents has been in that nursing home for 10 years since it's open. They probably know the owners. Okay, great. Do you think they can give me an introduction? Guys, trucking, solar companies, anyone who's installed solar, like if you live in anywhere where they do solar and they've installed in someone's home or someone's commercial business, they qualify for this. Okay, so you just got to get resourceful and not complain about a lack of resources, because successful people, they never say, I don't have time, I don't have money, I'm not in the right location, I don't know business owners. They only complain about the lack of resourcefulness that they have. So resources are one thing, but guys, there are people who, I live in this building where it's, 50 stories high, and this is a beautiful, $5 million penthouse, right? And I grew up in the ghetto in Detroit, and ERC was the only thing that got me to this level. And I made millions of dollars, but I never netted millions of dollars in a year. I've only netted $500,000, $600,000, $800,000. This is the only thing that actually produced millions. So guys, we've produced more millionaires out of this program, and 90% of them door knock, and 90% of them call businesses cold, and 90% of them know businesses. They do their first 20 deals just from this, what you see on the screen. Family, friends from work, school, other cities, social media, religious affiliation, sports clubs, mastermind coaching courses, gym, auto shop, restaurants that they visited, all these businesses they visited in the last 30 days. You have over 3,000 businesses just here where you can make $10 to $20 million in commission just from this screen. This is the screen, the only screen you need. Then and only then, once you guys close your first 3 to 5 deals, when you close your first deal, we launch an advanced course where you can build teams, you can hire VAs, they can go outbound, you can build social media marketing campaigns, we can do LinkedIn automation, but not until you get your first deal here in the next 48 hours. So the first goal of you being an affiliate, get a deal done in the first 48 hours. The second goal is get the advanced course and start bringing in commission, get a payout in the next 30 days from the hedge fund. Once you get a payout of 10,000 or more, reinvest that back into your team. We'll show you, we'll help you hire VAs for free. We won't charge you anything. You just use that money to pay the VA to do the work, setting you up with more appointments. Okay. Guys, we'll help you build a business where there's no operational drag. There's no sales drag. You just have to drive traffic to your form and you get paid tens of thousands of dollars. I've never seen anything in the history of time, Rob. I sold real estate coaching programs for a company called Fortune Builders with the best salesperson they ever hired, right? I literally would spend 8 hours per client to close a deal. And a lot of these solar companies, they spend about 8 hours door knock. You guys can find solar people who door knock all day. They spend about 8 to 10 hours closing one solar contract. And a lot of them fall through. It takes an average of sometimes 20 hours for one client for less commission than ERC. You get these solar guys to door knock with you, or they door knock themselves. They're making tens of thousands of dollars. The best part is it's a 20-minute to 1 hour conversation max to get everything submitted, right? Whereas solar takes 10 and 20 hours. So their efficiency output is 20x, but they've already got all the grit to door knock all day. Okay. So guys, this is an amazing opportunity. In order to make 500 grand a year as an independent contractor salesperson, I had to sell $5 million of high ticket coaching programs. I was on calls all day, Rob, I was the protege of what it means to be a high ticket closer. I was the first ever high ticket closer 12 years ago, and I was the very best at it. I would close 3 to 5, 30 to 50K programs. Nobody else in the industry can close 5, 30 to 50K programs. Like it's impossible to do that in a week, like for most people. Right. And I used to spend 8 hours on average with each person. So I used to spend 40 hours of talk time on the phone to make 10 grand commission per week. And now I made a boatload of money as 22-year-old. I was making doctor money when I was 22. Okay. So I became a millionaire from high ticket sales, guys. And I'm telling you, there's no better high ticket offer from the history of high ticket offers. I've been a consultant for over 36 different high ticket offers. I'm well known in the industry for having built 2 of them to 9 figures, 19 of them to 7 and 8 figures, and a bunch of them to 6 figures, right? So guys, I'm telling you right now, this is the easiest offer of all time. This is the highest commission with the lowest energy output. And we only have 18 to 24 months where you can build life-changing income to the tunes of millions and millions of dollars where you never have to work again. Now, there's no guarantee you'll make any money. You could lose money if you spend money and don't make money, right? That's a possibility for you. So I can't guarantee, I can't make income claims in timeframes. I will tell you, we've produced millionaires out of this program. We produce decamillionaires. And it takes so much work to be a decamillionaire from service-based industry, because you have to typically sell about $30 to $40 million worth of products and services to make $10 million in business. And you have to have 30 to 100 employees on average to make 8 figures, right? So you don't need 30 employees for employee retention credit. You just need 20 door knockers and you can make 10 million bucks. Okay. So you have 20 door knockers and you're the first door knocker and you're the first person that gets the first 10, 20 businesses, and you build a team around that. You can make $10 million and never have to work again. So long as you put your money into very, very safe real estate assets that accrue interest and compound interest over time and allow you to have tax breaks through depreciation and amortization, guys. A lot of people will never have to work again because they joined on this webinar and they watched this replay. So guys, what are you waiting for? Jump on board. We give you a $30,000 coaching experience for free. We don't charge you anything. It's the easiest offer of all time. We're literally helping people get money that they don't have to pay back. This is not a loan. It's a tax credit. It comes in a form of a refund check. Okay.
So just to be clear, guys, Johnny's not charging you a thing for any of that. Okay. So that's thing one. It's completely free to get in. Thing two is you don't have to spend any money to get your first deals through the door. In fact, you shouldn't. That doesn't make any sense, right? So use that screen that he had up, go through your warm network, and then just hustle a little bit to get that first bump of cash flow, right? And then if you want to scale it up from there, then cool, right? But don't overcomplicate this. This is simple, dead freaking simple, right? Like the people that you have in and around your lives as you're just walking around out on the street, to your car, to your job, to your office, to your kids' stuff, to go eat, to shop, all that is plenty. That's plenty of prospecting. It's too much probably. Like you're never going to be able to do them all. Okay. Put it that way. And especially in the time frame that we have. Okay. So keep it simple. It's free. If you get to the point to where you want to reinvest and scale it up, that's there too. Right. So
we have sophisticated, we have Facebook ads, and we have 2 media buyers that are hosted Affiliate Summit East and what those you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
So
we have
that's,
media
well,
buyers
guys,
that can run
you know,
traffic for days for you guys. So
the infrastructure is there to scale it up if you want. But for most of you, I'm guessing, okay, maybe there's a few of you that are like a little more advanced, maybe like me, but for most of you, walk before, crawl before you walk before you run. Okay. Just keep it super simple and realize this, that if you were to go out and close the same amount of business, it's going to be the same for your agency or software business, right? The fulfillment part takes up time, energy, resources. It eventually will require a team, all that stuff. You don't have to mess with any of that with this model. Okay. If you guys already have an established agency, this is a great foot in the door offer. Fantastic. It's like, hey, what if I put all this money in your pocket? And yeah, I do want to sell you this thing, obviously, but I thought what you said is brilliant. Say, this probably isn't for you, but I'm looking for one local business who's a gym or whatever your niche is, wedding venue, HVAC company, whatever it might be, to help claim free money from the federal government to reinvest back into their business so that they can grow using our proprietary growth program. There's no catch. I know it's probably not you, but maybe you know someone who is, who might be interested, right?
and they'll never leave you, Rob. Like, they'll never leave you as a client if you got them
totally.
back thousands of dollars.
Dude, if
They're
someone gave me 50 grand, yeah, come on, man. Like, stop.
Yeah, for sure. I'd be like, what else you got for sale?
No.
I didn't pay anything. I got money that I didn't know I could claim, and you saved me a ton of time and energy just doing all the work.
Totally. So. And guys, just so you know, I kind of mentioned this at the beginning. I don't want to make it a distraction, but I've been using federal credits as a foot in the door strategy for years. It works. There's lots of federal credits. There's never been one that's as good as this one, though. And there's never been one as lucrative from a structure standpoint than this one is. So yeah. I've always just given it to I'm like, hey, I know how to put $5 grand in your pocket immediately, right? By filing for this credit that you didn't even know you could qualify for. Like, no one knows about it really, right? And that would just be like, hey, if I'm charging 5 to 10 grand up front, that makes it a lot easier for them to at least be open to hearing my pitch, to at least be open to see how I can put even more money back in their pocket before they even get their credit card statement. And that's how I've grown my agency so successfully. Once I figured all this out, I was like, this is a complete game changer, right?
Yeah. Amazing.
So, awesome. So you guys, you're sitting on, this is as simple and as good as it gets. It's free money for the client. This process is streamlined. You've got the advantage of tech, live support. It's free to get in. You're going to get free education. All you got to go do is drum up some interest, get them to fill out the form. Their team will help you collect the documents. They'll remind them. They'll bug them for
anybody
you.
That gets a deal in the next 48 hours, like, I will give you $1,000 bonus. So I'm doing $1,000 bonus from Rob Bailey's community where I will wire you or PayPal you $1,000. Let that be known in the replay. Well, if you get a deal in the next 48 hours, okay, or really the first person to get a deal in the community is getting $1,000.
Let's go. Let's go.
So let's go ahead and do that.
Who's claiming it? Somebody claim it right now. Who's already texting their family and stuff? This is awesome.
Come on, guys, $1,000 for the first deal.
You're gonna make me. I'm gonna text my wife right now and be like, who do you know who can just sign up for this? Sweet. Funny story, Johnny. I worked with the Fortune Builders guys for a hot minute. I did two wholesale real estate deals with them as a funding partner in San Diego way back when. Yeah, that was in
and all of them. Yeah, those are my first bosses. They got me.
It was like in 07 or something, or 06. It was a long time ago. But
yeah, that was when they first got there from CT Homes. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. That's weird. I wonder if we maybe met each other. Anyway. Yeah.
I was the top producer of all time there, and I never made over $500,000. And I used to spend 40 hours on the phone, and we have people that only spend 8 hours on the phone and make $500,000 with ERC. Yeah. So guys, I'm telling you, I had to work 5 times harder than you to make the kind of money that you can make with this. I would take this very seriously for a year and a half. You could always just stack this on top of what you're doing already, and you can see it's going to get you more deals, right?
Yep.
So,
super awesome. Excited. Okay, man. Well, hey, any final parting words, any words of wisdom, any more sage advice for these folks? I think we've covered everything pretty.
No, we're going to be doing daily active trainings every day in the Facebook. So I would get into the Facebook group, get your contract signed, jump in the Facebook group. We have Money Mondays, where we're interviewing someone at 7 p.m. Eastern about how they did 7 deals, not overcomplicating the process, right? And made over 50 grand in commission. So that's we got a testimonial today. Tuesdays, we're going to be teaching you how to build your referral partner team so you can get 10, 20 killers on your team and eat off of them 50% each, right? Wednesdays are an opportunity for us to be able to train you on the actual business claim, conversation and how to approach businesses in your area and how to walk businesses. Thursdays are an opportunity for you guys to bring people so that you don't have to sell them on this opportunity. If you don't have the certainty, you can leverage ours. Thursdays are our weekly webinars where you guys can just have people come in and just build your team. Just as long as we ask you that you bring people who are good at marketing and sales with at least 3 to 5 years of experience in marketing and sales. Don't bring us everyday people that just don't really want to work. If you're going to bring someone, at least make sure they have a business that they're connected to that wants to submit within the next 48 hours. And then Fridays are like cash giveaway prizes, iPads. We're giving away iPads. We're giving away thousands of dollars in gift cards every week. We're doing this thing where we have a fly-in Friday once a month where you can fly into Miami. It's all paid for. The 3 to 5 people on the leaderboard get to get flown in. We pay for their accommodation. We do a yacht day. We're working towards doing a quarterly jet day to Mexico, to Cabo. So we're gonna be able to fly out of Miami to Cabo on a private jet. So we're gonna do private jet contests. Right. So guys, this is an amazing community. We're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars just to give you guys free coaching because we want to partner up with you deals. And why referral partners is because it's very simple. The personal relationship that you guys have, like we could cold call them all day, but they're more likely to submit financial documents that are sensitive if they have a personal relationship with someone. Right. So that's why the referral partner strategy is because for us, we really depend on the relationships you've built. We don't have enough time in the marketplace to build that know, like, and trust that you traditionally have with marketing, where we can build that relationship over time and keep being in front of them. There's too many people that want this service, and we just need to get in front of people who are ready now. And that comes from people that you know in your personal life, or that people you know in your backyard, or people that you stack on top of your outbound campaigns that you're in contact with every day. And I'll end on that. Thank you for the opportunity. I hope to see you guys have success here in the next 48 hours. Don't overcomplicate the process. Please just start hitting up people in your life and get them to submit. It's really easy.
Absolutely. Awesome, Johnny. Well, everybody, thank you for your time and attention. We've got this recording. My team, after it's done rendering and all that good stuff, we will post a replay in our community. Let you guys know when that's ready. To get in touch with Johnny, just fill out the form on this, and you'll get access to all the goodness that he just described. He'll invite you to his community.
Support at erctogether.com is the main support email. And then there's partners at ERC Together if it has anything to do with commission or marketing assets. Support's really for the business claim side, and partners is for the affiliates, referral partners.
Awesome. So yeah, Neil, our email is support@robbbailey.com. So y'all grab those real fast before we sign off here, because the chat window will close. So just screenshot it, copy, paste it, whatever you got to do. But those are 3 email addresses. Just a really quick recap. It's support@erctogether.com. That's for claims, customers, stuff like that. Partners@erctogether.com is for affiliates. So if you want coaching help, community, access to Johnny's team, all that good stuff. And then if you guys have a question for me or you need help from my team, support@robbbailey.com. And yeah, guys, I'm super curious to see. You know what? I will add a bonus. I haven't had time to think through this yet, but I will add a bonus to the first person that you pay that commission to. I'll add something from our side too. I don't know what that is yet, but I just want to sweeten the pot a little bit. I think that anybody, literally anybody, can be successful with this. This is the best thing I've seen in a long time, opportunity wise. So hopefully that helps some of you guys. Johnny, thanks so much for your time, man.
Yeah, what we see is like when someone does a deal here, Rob, in the next 24 hours, 48 hours, like the next time I do a webinar in the next couple of weeks, let's say we do another one because we had a lot of people register that were not able to make it and they come back on another webinar. What's amazing is within 2 weeks, we're able to get 4, 5, 6 deals across the finish line as long as you guys hit it hard. And then it's just going to motivate and inspire people to jump on board on the next time. It's like, hey, we literally ran a webinar 2 to 4 weeks ago, and this was the result from the webinar, and this is what's possible. And we can interview those individuals and showcase their results. So super excited to just showcase you guys in the next 2 to 4 weeks to the future webinars that we do for this. So thanks so much, Rob. It's been an honor, and looking forward to seeing deals come through.
Of course, man. Kent, is there a minimum amount of W-2
5 to
employees?
500, stick to 10 or more.
Yeah.
10 or more. It's
10 or
not
more.
worth your time. If
There you
it's
go.
5 or less, a lot of times they have relatives and there's so much back and forth. Just do 10 or more. If someone sneaks in at 7 or 8, we'll take it. No problem. But just stick to 10 or more. That way you're not like, does this qualify? Does this qualify? Usually 10 or more means that they don't have everybody on their payroll that's an employee, that's a relative, right? When it's 5, it's tricky. A lot of times they have 3 relatives and they don't qualify for ERC. So it's just best to not waste your time with that.
Yep. Cool. All right, guys. Thanks so much, Johnny. We'll have you back on in another couple of weeks. We'll get a quick update and we'll share some wins, some stories. Sound good?
Awesome. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Thanks, Rob. We'll see you soon.
You too, buddy. Take care. Thanks.